Hi everybody and welcome back to Tales of Wanderlust. I'm Cass, and if you want to join me for my first night in this Alaskan flatbed truck camper, then stay tuned. Well, this is kind of fun. I've never rolled out of Overland Expo as an exhibitor before. I'm in line with some pretty cool rigs. All right, let's go have some fun. All right, for those of you that follow the channel, you're probably thinking, what are you doing? I'll give you a little bit more of the story when we get inside, but I am taking this on a 3-week trial. It is a little bit windy and I've got some unpacking to do. So let's get this roof up and let's get inside. Now the roof in this is really easy. There is a raise button in here. You just click that and the roof goes up by itself. I went grocery shopping and just dumped everything right inside here because I can't even get in the camper. Not normal problems when everything's already in the camper where it should be. I flew in last night to pick up this demo camper, so I'm traveling a week with what could fit on my back in an airplane. So let me go get all that and then I'll be right back. Oop, stuff in the door. All right. Slowly working on my hand. I was at Overland Expo all day and you can see I got burned on the top of my head. So the thing about the Alaskan is it is a hard-sided pop-up. All right, we're set up. That's all it takes, which is actually really nice because it is windy out, and the minute I put the sides up, I mean, you can still hear the wind, it's the camper, but it silenced it a good deal. All right, so for those of you that regularly follow the channel, you know that I just bought a Hallmark Guanella, and that is my own personal truck camper. But if you watch the tour video, you know that one of the things that I'm a little worried about with the Guanella is it is a canvas-sided pop-up truck camper. So last year, I went to the Overland Expo in Denver, and I saw Alaskan campers there. These are totally hard-sided, but they are pop-up campers. So you get the benefit of having a low-profile vehicle to drive, but then also having full hard sides. So I've been in conversations with them and they agreed to give me this flatbed truck camper for a few weeks, and I'm gonna give it a try. So this is really nice because you know I've been switching rigs a lot, so I can actually try this one out and see how it works out for us. I flew into Flagstaff last night, came to the Overland Expo here, picked up this rig once they were done with it at the show, and now I am turning around, driving back to Colorado, and I'm gonna pick up Jasper and go to some of our favorite places. Tonight is the first night in the Alaskan, so I had to go to Home Goods, pick up a pillow, a duvet to sleep in. I'm gonna get unpacked, unload all my groceries, and also figure out how to use everything in here. Let's see how the first night goes. My hair's a little crazy. You know, I don't think they have a mirror in here. This camera was designed by men. All right, where to start? I have no idea. First start, lock the truck. Some place to hang the keys. There is no place. If I owned this, I would have hooks. I'm gonna put it up here by the kitchen. Hopefully I remember it's there. Also, this camper needs a lot of hooks. It doesn't have a good hook for jackets. So we're gonna throw those on the bench right now. So this has been a demo unit for a little while. So it's had a few different people staying in here. You can tell but a lot of the cabinets have miscellaneous stuff in them. First thing we're gonna do is combine things and get everything all in one spot. It's nice and empty. So that's where I'm gonna put my dry food. And since I flew in, I don't have any of my cooking stuff with me. So I'm gonna be eating a lot of cold food until I can get back to Colorado and pick up my own gear. And one of those cold foods is salad. So I bought these containers that I can reuse because they're really light. I'm gonna eat my salad out of those. I did bring something to boil water because I drink coffee. So I have oatmeal, sandwiches for lunch, a couple Cliff Bars if I get really desperate and I don't feel like actually making anything. Some dish soap. Instant coffee, which this stuff, I love this stuff. It's like a espresso instant coffee. So this camper comes equipped with a cassette toilet, which I've never used a cassette toilet before. So that's gonna be an experience. And this is what I'm trying. I've heard the yellow or orange ones are good. So we'll see. But the cassette toilet is over here. Ah, look at that. There's actually storage in the cassette toilet. You open it up, and there it is. There's also a shower pan that I am standing on. This is nice because there are shelves in here. And there's actually already toilet chemical in there. We get to try out different toilet chemicals. And then gloves when I figure out how to dump this thing, which I'm a little nervous to dump a cassette toilet. I've never done it before. So this is gonna be an adventure. See how this all goes. All right, here's the part I'm kind of interested in. So Jasper, right, he'll come through the door. There's this main living area, and then there is a step into the bed. And I don't know if he's gonna be able to do the step into the bed. You see how narrow it is? And this is pretty tall. So when I was at Overland Expo a couple years ago, I ran into a couple of girls that had a flatbed 4-wheel truck camper. And what they did is their dog would enter the camper, jump up onto the dinette, jump up onto the counter, and then run over to the bed. So in preparation for that, when I was at Home Goods, I found this rug. And so the back has the non-slip, and it actually runs the length of the counter. So if he can't use that step, I can have him jump up there, run along the counter because it is flat, and up into the bed. And if not, this rug will actually work really well on my Hallmark. Thank you, Home Goods. You just solved 2 things with a nice $20 rug. Actually, I don't know what these are. Window covers? Yes, these are the blinds. But that always also makes sense because when the top comes down, it slides along the bottom. And so you'll see there's actually weather stripping and it slides. So you can't have anything on the walls because it'll get ripped off when the roof comes down. So you can't have curtains on the walls. They have to be removable curtains. And it's just 2 clips right at the top, and then you clip them right on, like so. Actually, I wonder, there's no buckles on the bottom. I wonder if you can lower it with these on, because I'm lazy. I like things that are super easy. I'll have to see what next time the roof is down, if you can actually leave these on. And then if I ever got one of these, you build something to hold it up, which is very similar to the curtains that I designed in the Lance and the Northern Light I renovated, but mine stopped at the bottom, so you didn't have to roll. You could just literally unclip and let it drop, because that's how easy I like things to be. All right, so that's the curtains. That's really good to know. Thankfully, I'm parked outside Flagstaff in a really remote boondocking spot, so I don't have to worry about that. Handy dandy Yeti mug for my coffee in the morning. Stanley, I got this for Christmas a while ago. I've never used it. It's a backpacking French press, even though I have instant coffee, but I can pull this out and heat up my hot water. And I was able to fit that on the plane, no problem. These are my new favorite things for flying on airplanes. These are compression bags, and I have all my clothes for the week right in there. And look how easy that is. And I did bring a roll of toilet paper because I'm scarred from traveling during COVID and not being able to find toilet paper, so I knew at least I'd have 1 roll. All right, so you say, but if all your clothes are in here, what is in your entire backpack? All of my computer gear for work. The camera died, and it's actually really warm in here. I'm gonna have to actually open a window. Get a little fresh air. All of the USB plugs are over by the toilet, not here by the dinette. Thankfully, I have a longer cord. If I ever had one of these campers, I would absolutely put a USB outlet by the dinette. You know, it's little things like that, like having all your outlets in the perfect spot, having an exact location for all of your gear and clothes. That's one of the things that makes a camper feel like home. Being in this camper for the first time, it's a really beautiful camper, but I'm already getting a little homesick because I don't have my setup, you know, it doesn't feel like home yet. And I miss Jasper. I don't travel without him very often, and I forget how much joy he brings to my travels. Like right now, I'd be outside enjoying the sunset, walking around, walking down that dirt road with him. It's beautiful colors out there right now. And I could go obviously do that on my own, but I prioritize it when he's here because he needs walks and exercise, not to get bored. So, yeah, I'm feeling a little homesick. All right, I start work at 5 in the morning, so I'm gonna get all that set up right now so I don't have to do it then. So this table is actually super light. Cool, we got a table. That is as far as the cord comes from that outlet. I'm gonna have to get, because this has an inverter. I'm not used to running off an inverter. I'm used to doing everything off DC. It has a ton of outlets, regular outlets. I unfortunately didn't bring my regular plug. So tomorrow I might be working standing up over in the kitchen. Then we're going to Walmart to get a better plug. All right, now the next thing we gotta figure out is the Starlink, which also I have an AC outlet for, but I brought the DC one. I might have to get home faster than I thought if I need to get all the proper cords. It really is beautiful out right now. You can hear the highway from here, but there's nobody around for like a mile. All right, but I don't actually see any kind of shower. That's cool. We can take an outdoor shower. All right, so there's no exterior outlets. So I've got to figure out how to run my Starlink outside. Problem is this camper is really well sealed, and so I don't know where I'm gonna put the cord. All right, first night is a little bit of a struggle. So I plugged in my Starlink, which is a DC, and it blew a fuse. And I don't know if this demo has extra fuses. I'm gonna have a problem because I gotta work tomorrow. Sure. The lights and stuff are working, so it's not all the electrical, it's just that fuse. And I had to run it outside. All right, the fuses are over here. And if I'm gonna play with fuses, I need my cell phone on me, which I don't have. So back to the camper. Okay, now I have my cell phone on me. So back to the fuses. The one labeled USB. It's beautiful. All right, there are no fuses in here. So we are gonna leave this beautiful public land in the sunset, and we're gonna spend the night in Cracker Barrel or Walmart, because Walmart's right next door. So let me get everything packed up here real quick, and then we're gonna hit the road. All right, let's get this top down. All right, back to Flagstaff we go. And remember when I said I bought Cliff Bars just in case? This is gonna keep me going until I can hopefully, it's 8 o'clock, so I hope I make it in time, but hopefully I can get Cracker Barrel and get all figured out because I start work really early. But also a good reminder to always carry those extra spade fuses with you. I know I've gone through a few, but I honestly don't know if I even carry a bunch of extras. So definitely going into the toolkit when I get home. And the sunset, pretty dang amazing. All right, let's go back to Flag. All right, I'm going to get things set up, order food, and then I stopped at Walmart and I got a fuse, so I can hopefully fix the fuse, and then also hopefully use the AC outlets. So let's try to get it set up. All right, got the fuse out. It's working. At least the power is working again. All right, my chicken's ready. I'm gonna go get chicken. I'll be right back. Oh man, all right, I am in. There, the The blinds are all up and I was outside and it's all dark. Got my fried chicken salad. Got squares from Walmart to plug all my DC outlets in. I'm calling it. It is 9 o'clock. It's past 9 o'clock and I have to be up at 4 to start work at 5. So this was a really good reminder that when you get a new rig, shakedown trips are really important. And being flexible when camping is also really important. I'm really glad that I tried everything tonight and I'm not doing this at 5 o'clock in the morning trying to log into work and figuring it all out. So I'm gonna eat my salad and then I'm gonna crawl in the bed. Good night, everybody, and I'll see you in the morning. All right, welcome to the morning after. So I didn't sleep the best last night because the road noise here at this Cracker Barrel is pretty bad. There's a really busy road back here. And so pop-up campers, they have a lot more of a gap in between the two panels. It reduces noise, but nowhere near like my hard-sided camper did. So that's just gonna take some adjusting. I have had some recommendations, some earplugs that you can wear at night because I end up in Cracker Barrel and Walmart parking lots a lot when I'm doing long trips. So I need to be able to figure out that road noise. But other than that, it is very, very cozy in here. So I know I've run into a lot of issues on the first day, but that's how it happens on shakedown trip. You really don't know what you're gonna find, and until you get a rig really tuned to exactly how you're gonna use it, you get to know where all the nooks and crannies and nuances and all of that are of a rig, there's always a learning curve. So I'm settling in. I've gone through a few meetings, I'm working away. This is a really comfortable dinette. You can put your feet up. I'm excited. I'm actually really excited today to hit the road. I'm gonna head it back towards Colorado, maybe stop at a couple places in New Mexico I wanted to see, and then pick up Jasper. It is really weird traveling without Jasper. I haven't actually left the camper today, other than to go pick up a couple biscuits at Cracker Barrel. I don't have a reason to go outside, and so I'm sitting here working, and that's about it. And it is 12:30. So Jasper definitely keeps me healthy when we're traveling together because he and I would have already gone for a couple-mile walk. This morning it was 40 degrees out and I just cranked the heat in here. It was probably 75 degrees and I didn't have to put a jacket on and go outside. But you know what? I'd rather have him along than avoid a little bit of a cold morning walk. So with that, you can see my mess all over, but the space in here is huge. Having a flatbed over a slide-in really gives you so much extra room. I can move around. This is how I got 843 steps already, other than walking for biscuits at Cracker Barrel. So I'm really excited for the next 3 weeks and to give this a try. So stay tuned. I'm gonna have a lot more Alaskan videos, but if you have any questions on it, how everything is going, let me know, and then hopefully by my next video I have a little bit more of everything figured out and I say we because I'm so used to having Jasper. Hopefully I'm a lot more comfortable in here and Jasper will actually be with me and he'll also be good. So thank you so much for watching. We'll see you later.